I feel like I shouldn't be showing you guys this part.
Drilling out, lawns being mowed, and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with some.
So $30. $30 is the golden standard that players, as well as YouTubers, like to give when wanting to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. This golden standard is kind of founded for the fact that it gives you the ability to buy 3 of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck and put them together. And coming from a budget player's perspective, this might be a good thing, as it's a good starting point for not that much of a cost, and you're promised normally a deck that has competitive value that is able to get you into the game. But today I want to test that theory and play the $30 competitive Darkest Diablo Lair of Structure deck. Lair of Darkness Structure deck. Today I'm going to buy 3 of the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck, put them together, and I'm going to take it to locals. But I want to make something abundantly clear before we get there. I want to say there's nothing wrong with buying 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks, but I want to point out that there is probably better options to get you into the competitive environment. See, when you're buying structure decks, specifically 3 of them, it does give you a great springboard to get into the game, because it gives you a limited card pool of cards that are specifically tailored to that deck. However, I do think it eliminates a key aspect of learning how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, and that is deck building. When you're giving a limited pool of cards to work with, you're ignoring the entire other large, expansive realm of cards that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to offer, since we don't have rotations unlike other card games. And kind of a key phrase that I like to say is, you don't know Magic Cylinder is bad until you personally play with it and learn that yourself. I think that's a very important thing, and something that new players should learn on their own. Buying yourself 3 structure decks limits you to the card pool that you're given. So with that being said, we're going to take that $30, put it to good use, and we're going to see and test that theory that $30 makes you a better Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. Let's get into it. Can I buy 3 of the Lair of Darkness structure deck? Lair of Darkness, the one with the dark dude. It's over here. No. I feel like I always do the same things for these. Do you want to open one with me?
But your deck, my deck's
That's upsetting. You want to open that one too? Yeah, okay.
for all your training needs.
Round 1 is over, and it went about as well as you and I would expect. It's fun, let me tell you that, but let's just go over the match. All right, so round 1, we're going second, and what my opponent does is he draws, sets 1, and passes. So we draw pretty good, actually. We draw for our 5 openings. We draw like Arima, Darklight, and then Tour Guide, which is really cool. Arima is kind of neat. It's a way to get us to our Lair of Darkness. It sucks that this deck doesn't have terraforming for some reason. It'd be nice if it did, because that's just another way to get to it. We decided to go pitch Arima, because we got to get that Lair, and it's immediately met by a Called by the Grave. So goes as expected. So we're not able to get to our Lair of Darkness, which sucks, but I still see a play as we can just go Tour Guide and grab the Lilith. For people that don't know this rolling, you can actually get Lilith from the deck with Tour Guide. Although its effects will be negated, you can still use its quick effect to then tribute an opponent's monster if you have Lair on the field. I decided I just want to get Lilith in the graveyard because I have a way to bring it back later, I think, or something, or getting it in the graveyard's okay, but I also draw Darklight, and I feel Darklight's an okay card to just wipe boards. So we summon the Tour Guide, and it's quickly met with an Ash Blossom as well. I don't know what we're supposed to do from there. Game shifts back and forth pretty much the same way. Just lots of passing. Just I don't even know why the fuck happened. He must have just bricked with his spirals or something, but he didn't draw anything. So we're just passing back and forth for a few turns. My board doesn't get any more impressive. We draw like Stygian Street Patrol or something, and like the level 4 dude that contribute cards, like as many as you control to summon it, and it has 2,000 defense, which I end up setting that. Nothing really progresses from us. This whole deck just kind of like crumbles without Lair of Darkness. So having that Arima get hit with a Called by the Grave just kind of shut us entirely down that entire game. I end up mind crushing at one point his drone that he adds to hand, which in retrospect is not a great thing because I think drone has like a graveyard effect or something, but it's a guaranteed knock with mind crush. That's the way I view it. And I thought I would be able to see the rest of his hand, which I don't know how valuable that information is when I'm playing a deck this bad. It turns out I didn't know that if the card is a 1-of, which drones at 1 on the Forbidden Limit list, you actually can't look at your opponent's hand. So that's great. We don't get any extra information from that Mind Crush. So if we draw into another Mind Crush, we're screwed. We still have to call randomly or wait. I really can't say too much about this game because just nothing happens. We just get brought to Pound Town one turn when he finally gets to what he needs, and then we're good. He like activates Assault or something, which is something you normally don't have. But yeah, we just get... We're boned. Game 2, I decided to go first, which, reading the cards again, I'm definitely going to start going second with this deck, because then you have some cool combos with, like, Lair of Darkness, plus Legendary Maju Garzette, which I decided to play 1 of in the deck. I played 2 of the other guy that contributed. The level 4 guy contribute your entire opponent's field with Lair of Darkness, and then you just get a big dude, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that combo would come up enough for me to want to play it, but it's definitely an option there. I think this deck's probably just going to be better going second or something like that, because going first, really, the only ideal board you can make is, like, Lilith, and then Lair of Darkness. But if you don't open that, you're screwed. So things do not look up going into game 2. Like I said, I decided to go first, and we draw our hand. We have like a Lure plus some other cards that can kind of get us there. But I decided to open my plays by going a Lure of Darkness, and I intend to banish the Phantom of Darkness. Just drawing 2 cards, maybe banish something else, but that's the card I want out of my hand because it's not good going first. We're about to draw our 2 cards, and our opponent chains Ash Blossom and Joy Spring again. But we immediately go -1 and we're down a card, and it doesn't actually improve from there as we really can't do anything, and I don't think activating Lair of Darkness is a good move because it doesn't do anything for us. Against Spiral, turning all their attributes to dark does absolutely bumfuck nothing, so I just kind of just hold the combo of Legendary Maju Garzette and Lair of Darkness in my hand. For next turn, hopefully if I can live, I can just sack off his whole board, and that would be pretty dope, but that doesn't happen as we move into the next turn and he destroys us. I think he actually ends up passing a turn or something because he doesn't have anything. He says his hand's garbage, but we end up summoning Stygian Street Patrol for 16, and then that next turn he goes off. He adds Quick Fix with Resort, and then I use Mind Crush again on Quick Fix, which again, that's a terrible move. I gotta think harder for that, but in retrospect, I don't think it would help too much whatever I pitched because Quick Fix can just bring itself back. So he just literally goes off on his plays from there. I don't have like a Dark Light that I could wipe his board like I did last game, but it's just not good. I don't know. We'll give it another shot. We'll play our next match, see what we can do, and I'll report you guys back from there. Hopefully we can take a game. I'd be happy if we take at least a game today. So let's just get back to it.
Holy shit.
You choose.
I'll go first.
So game 2 we play against Masked Heroes, and I'd say this is both equally one of our better matchups because it's just not a meta deck that's going to crush us immediately, but it's also one of our worst matchups because we're playing against Masked Hero Darklaw, and I kind of want my cards in graveyard for Recurring Nightmare, Diablos, or I don't know, any other thing that requires the graveyard. So we go. He opens up first. He opens up Darklaw with some searches and stuff with like Shadow Mist and everything. He does Masked Hero things. He opens up pretty well with Emergency Call and everything. And then we go, and this is the first time I actually resolve Lair of Darkness, which is sick. I decided to just pass and see if I can get to a better thing to be able to tribute his monster with, like Arima or something like that, because Arima's insane. When you tribute your opponent's monsters with it, you get to add a card, and then you also get to draw a card, so that's +1, and I'm kind of hoping I can get there. But he goes again for his turn. He doesn't put game on board. He just sinks in 24 with Masked Hero Darklaw, and then we go, and then I decide, okay, I gotta gun it because I don't draw anything, and I just go, I tribute off his guy for the 500 guy that does nothing. He turns into 1,000, which is great, I guess. It gets Darklaw off the field so I can actually activate and resolve my hand destruction for him to discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards, because I can't activate that card as long as Darklaw's on the field because all cards are sent and banished anyways. So I activate hand destruction, discard 2 cards out of my hand. I forget what I discard. It's nothing special. I discard another copy of the 500 Shadow guy that tributes your opponent's whole field, and I think in a Lower or something, and I draw 2 cards. I do end up drawing eventually into 2 pretty cool cards. I draw into an Arima, and then I draw into a Darkest Diablos, and I think this combo is pretty sick. I just gotta wait for him to stick something on the board that I can pop with, but right now the game state is set to a point that I think he Scapegoated and then Darkhold for some odd reason, but hey, he did it. The game is set right now that if he summons a dude that's even half decent, I can go off with Arima, tribute his guy, and then add another Darkest Diablos, summon the Darkest Diablos from my hand, and then go off. I could, theoretically, and I thought about this, I could just summon Arma and tribute himself for his effect to draw a card, but then I wouldn't get the add, and then I summon Darkest Diablos, which I guess 3,000 attack is nothing to scoff at, but I think about it, and I'm like, I'd rather just wait, see if he can't game me, and then go off and just win the game from there. That doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen a surprising way, because I pass my turn to him. He plays Shadow Mist from the graveyard or something. I think he Monster Reborns it and then tributes it off for Malicious, which is an interesting play because then he activates the Shadow Mist from his graveyard to add an Honest Neos from his deck to his hand. I flip one of my Mind Crushes that I had 2 of in the back row. Mind Crush, call Honest Neos, and this shit happened. So it discards any... Oh, discard 2 copies. Hell yeah. I fucking discarded 2 Honest Neos, and then I just immediately activate the second Mind Crush to send a Hero Lives from his hand. So he has nothing in his hand, and he still ends up gaming me through that. I was way too hyped for this, but it didn't even matter in the end because all he had to do was attack with his Dark Claw, mash change it into another Dark Claw, and then I lose because that's exact game. So it was definitely depressing that I got all those cards out of his hand, and I was just set to go next turn. I was set to go like ham with Arma and then Darkest Diablos, but it just didn't happen. So great. So yeah, that ended up being game 1. And then game 2 we move into, and it's just not much better. I open up a hand where I'm able to like set up a board that I contribute something from his side of the field. That's all I want to do. I don't even have Darkest Diablos in my hand to be able to make something good happen. I have like Lilith, and then an Arma, and then another Arma or something like that. That you can see the hand over there, but the hand like guarantees me the fact that if I can keep my Lair of Darkness that I add off of Arma to my hand, I'm able to do something. So when we go and he goes first, he sets up another Dark Claw, which sucks. I chain my Hand Destruction to the Dark Claw because Hand Destruction, again, I can't activate it if Dark Claw gets the field, so I decided to try to get some draws in, maybe Darkest Diablos or something, to be able to make things happen. So I draw 2 cards, and it's nothing too special, actually. Activate the Arma from my hand, I pitch it and banish it because of Dark Claw, but Arma goes off, it gets banished, and I just decide to get greedy with it and see if I can keep my Lair of Darkness, because I just want to resolve something cool this game and not just lose again. So I let him pick with Mass Hero Dark Claw, and he banishes an Arma, which is okay. I would have preferred to keep Arma because then I could add Darkest Diablos when I tribute his Dark Claw, but Lilith is just a-okay. I summon the Lilith, and I am so ready to get this effect off. I activate Lilith, targeting his Dark Claw, and he chains Solemn Strike. Thinking back at it, I don't know if Lilith actually tributes for cost or not. I think it does, so his Dark Claw still would have been removed, but at that point, I'm defeated. I'm, like, upset that I can't actually make anything off the card, because he Solemn Striked it anyways. So, I mean, theoretically, I couldn't have maybe lasted that game a little bit longer had I not actually done what I was supposed to, maybe tribute for cost. I don't know, somebody can tell me below. But either way, we did not dissolve a Lilith. We did not resolve any of the cool cards in the game to be able to draw cards. It was very upsetting, and I'm just really upset with how this day went. I expected to maybe get like an Arma or Darkest Diablos or something off this entire day, but I did not get one of those off. I managed to tribute my opponent's monsters one time with one of the guys that like contribute all of them, the level 4 guy. That's all I got. Kind of upsetting, but hey, I can't say it wasn't expected for what happened. So, yeah. So overall, how would I say this experiment went today? Very poorly. The point I'm really just trying to make is that you can do whatever you want to try to get into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But $30 buying 3 structured decks just probably isn't way to go. You should probably use those $30 into investing into a better deck. Now, it doesn't have to be top tier meta, but investing into good cards and competitive cards, like maybe a couple cheap hand traps or something, might be the way to go. Relying strictly on what's given to you in a small box of cards will not probably win you most duels. You're just going to have to start slowly investing into Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe investing in staple cards is just probably just a better option, as those will be cards, since they're called staples, they'll be good probably forever. So learn from this what you will, but I do think there are probably better options to pick than buying 3 structure decks. Even if the structure deck's absolutely insane, I just think you should go towards building your collection further with just better cards in general. I'm trying to get the lighting right. That's why I'm like moving all over the place. I think this video is going to be up on Team APS's channel, so I want to give a quick shout out to them for this special edition of the vlog and uploading it here. If you guys want to see anything more like this from my channel, you can find it in the playlist on my channel labeled Yu-Gi-Oh! Vlogs. Everything is like this, and I have a lot of fun with this. That being said, if you guys like the video, be sure to like, comment, definitely subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Nyhmnim signing out.